Robin.
Mad Dog Russo in studio.
Things good? Hi, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
From Mad Dog Radio.
Everybody all right? Jimmy, how you doing?
XM 144, Sirius 123.
Oh, I hate him.
How about you get on, Mike?
You were on.
What are you doing?
How about FAN stealing my idea of the freaking contest?
Well, how about you get on Mike and talk about it?
You know anybody know about the story?
I heard
We just
about
got a
this.
bit piece of it.
You're ridiculous. You can't do this. This is Chernoff. This is not Mike. This is Chernoff.
Chris is standing here with a 5 and a single in his hand,
Oh, God
like a
almighty.
Coke on the subway.
Where is my Federer? Put Federer. Who can put a Federer
Are you
match?
drunk?
ESPN News.
He's drunk,
No,
I
I'm
think.
sorry.
He wants to put Federer on.
ESPN 2, 209. Anybody mind?
Not at all,
Not at all, man. We're just trying to get to vacation. We're just trying to get to vacation.
Vacation.
Let's see. I don't know what channel ESPN 2 is in New York cable. Do you anybody know?
Do not know.
No, you should know. You're the sports
Well,
guy.
not in New York. I don't know the channel. It's cable
Oh,
vision.
okay. You're a Connecticut guy, which is different.
How's the family? Up? Good? Wife good?
It's great.
Anthony, how's your life? All right?
Great.
He's got a family too.
fun.
Look at him. Look at
I'm fun. I was in the sun. I was in the sun. I was in the sun all day yesterday. I just sat there in the sun in my yard.
He burned his face.
The pool.
He burned his face.
I was in the pool. I'm out of the pool. I'm back in the pool.
This place is getting to
Who
you.
plays golf?
Little
around here,
sleeping
anybody?
wine.
Well, you know we're on the air, right?
Oh, we are in here. Put the Federer match on so I can see what the hell's going on, please.
This place is finally getting to you. You're having a breakdown in front of our faces.
I'm cracking. How are we all doing, Jimmy?
Very good,
How are you?
sir. I'm well.
There you go. Federer's up. What's the score here? It's a men's quarters at Wimbledon. What's the matter with you guys?
Well, we have a radio show to do.
Furniture up 4-3.
And tennis.
And serving. What? Federer could be down a set.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, baby, this is news.
Wait, we're doing like sports talk
This is a
radio.
sports talk show
All
here.
right, this is how you guys do it. You just watch and you comment.
Really? That's great.
40-0. This guy sucks.
Yeah,
No,
40
love
nothing.
40. It's love 40.
40 points to
Love
none.
40 is what you say.
I don't see Jimmy at the New Canaan Field Club. That's what Anthony, how you doing, big guy?
Good.
Everything
I'm
all right?
fun.
He looks
Yeah.
good. He got a shave. He looks like a handsome son of a gun.
You know.
He fell
I
asleep
figured
in the
what
sun though yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a
Well,
little
it was-
red in the face.
It was a little,
bit.
it was a little warm yesterday.
And it was very hot, yes.
I went out back, of course, laid down and crapped out for about 20 minutes. Woke up and was like, ooh, better get in
We
the pool.
first day at camp yesterday in my household. So my little 4-year-old went to camp. He is 4 years old, gets on a bus with his brothers and sisters at 8:45. He got home at 4:20, and my wife said he was completely wiped out, which is the perfect, because it's 88 degrees. He's at camp. He's running around all day.
Yeah.
You sitting out there for 20 minutes, he's wiped out after 8 hours.
That's easy.
Which is the way you want to do it, for goodness sakes.
That's easy for you then, right?
Easy for me. Yeah. Federer down 5-3 serving.
Yeah,
Now,
you're a big tennis guy
well,
there.
this is a
Mad
big, it's a
Dog.
big event right here.
No, I understand that. I even understand that. I don't really like tennis too much, but I know this is a big fucking tournament. Hey, what do you got on the longest tennis game?
John Isner. He's
you
the
talked
nicest-
about that on your show?
Oh, God, we got a break. It happened last Wednesday. We were on the air when that was going on. Was it 70 to 68, wasn't it? No.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 70 to 68. Isner's the nicest guy in America. He was all over the place these last couple of days. He was on Letterman. He did throw out the first pitch of the Yankee game last night.
But he wouldn't have done all that if he wasn't in the longest tennis game of all time.
I mean, it's
Because
funny.
no one knew who he was before that.
The tennis fan did, but the average person had no idea. And remember, he lost the next match. Because you expect it, because that was a 3-day match, played all these games. The next match he played, he lost 16 minutes in the first set.
Yeah.
Nicest guy in the world. He's 6'9", went to University of Georgia, beat Roddick last year at the U.S. Open. Nicest guy in the world. Patrick McEnroe, the Davis Cup coach, loves him. But he got more notoriety for winning a first-round match at Wimbledon the way he did than he did for, losing in the second round.
Right.
There you
Wow.
go.
Yeah.
How long was that match?
It's 11 hours and 6 minutes. The fifth set took 7 hours by itself.
That's
2 days.
It's insanity.
It's the craziest thing. To me, it wasn't a great tennis match. It was more about the oddity of playing such a long fifth set.
Of course.
So
There
long.
you go.
You
You guys are flying. Those guys are in here.
We're a day and a half from vacation.
Oh, are you really?
You know how that goes. You just watch that clock and go, get us the fuck out of here.
When you come back, middle of August?
No, we're not Howard. We're not Howard. We're not
When are
Howard.
you?
Yeah,
My old Mike, he's never around in the summertime. When are you coming back?
We'll come back about about a week.
Oh, it's only a
little more
week
than
off.
a week.
Yeah, a little week,
So
action.
you're coming back July 12th.
Yep.
That's about right.
Okay, so you got July 4th. And all
you get the 4th of July, and then the week afterwards, just kind of hang out.
What I've been trying to do is take those Fridays off in the summertime. So that means it's only a 4-day work week. That's what I've been trying to put together.
We're all working toward the 4-day work week. We secretly love Howard because we know, hey, man, if they give it to Howard, they're going to have to give it to us eventually.
He set the precedent, no question about it. Those 4-day work weeks are good.
Hey, Angelo in Staten Island goes, hey, loves Mad Dog, better without Mike.
Oh, boy.
Has to be said.
Do we have to go into this now again?
Said.
You guys are always picking on me about the whole thing with Mike.
No, there's two things I want to say. The first, they have Mike on in my gym. Does he even know he's on TV? Does the fucking guy look up ever at the camera when he's doing his dumb show?
It's a weird when you have those. Well, you
looked up when you were with him.
At times,
you realized you were on TV and said, you know what, I'm going to look at the people every once in a while. This pompous ass doesn't even look up once.
Yeah, it's tricky with those TV cameras in there.
Stop sticking up for Mike.
Angelo and Staten Island now getting me in trouble.
Stop sticking up for Mike. You don't need Mike.
Anthony, help me out here for a few
You don't need Mike. You don't need Mikey.
Nah.
Oh, God.
I listen to that show because of you, sir. You know that.
You're a good fan.
All right. So we'll move on to that.
We got a lot of sports going on. Phil me.
Hold on. But the fan is ripping off your bit.
Oh, that drives me crazy.
So let's at least talk about that.
And it's not my bit, because the powers that be who came up with the idea. I had nothing to do with it. They said, let's go out there, we'll spend some money, and we'll do a little marketing campaign to find sort of the next quote-unquote great young talk shows.
Anthony's got the best idea for that.
Which is?
Pick a seat at Yankee Stadium. What was the old bit again?
Oh, God. Yeah, pick a seat, and then whoever's sitting in the seat is your host.
You've heard of that hacky bit.
It turns out to be somebody that's been in radio forever. Yeah. What a coincidence.
Well, we're looking for some guy to come in. We send, send us a 5-minute tape. We'll come up with the 5 finalists. We'll put them on the air with me, and then we'll decide, the fans will, out of those 5, which 2 of the 5 that they want to see host a 2-hour show.
Oh, yeah.
And then once the 2 of them on August 30th do a 2-hour show, it's a Monday night, first day of the U.S. Open tennis, we'll pick 1 out of those 2 to do shows for a month. We'll fly in. If you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we'll fly in and out, so you don't have to stay here all week.
Every day.
Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So they're going to do Saturday and Sunday.
How great would that be?
I didn't know what the hell you're talking about for a second.
How great would that be, though?
Saturday and Sunday, they'll come in for 4 weeks, come in on a Friday night or Saturday morning and do Saturday and Sunday 3 hours, 24 hours of sports talk for 4 weeks, which is a good contest.
Now,
so I'm sitting around last week. I was off Friday, so I was playing in last Friday. I took my kids to freaking Long Lake compounds up near ESPN and amusement park. That's a story for the day. But to make a long story short, on Monday I come back, take some phone calls. Guy calls up, Chris, did you hear about what FAN's doing? What the film again? Well, they announced on Friday at 3 o'clock that they are looking for the next great sports talk shows.
Oh, my God.
And this is last week after I did Letterman on Monday, and I announced it with Letterman on Monday morning, and now you guys did all these Stern did all these interviews, and now 5 days after the fact, that FAN comes up with the same idea. Can you come up with that's ridiculous? You can't do that. And then they say
putting a lot of words together.
And then they say we've been working on this for a year. This contest. Stop!
Boy.
A year.
Sure.
I did it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, gee whiz.
You don't need to work on it a year. That's a basic contest.
It's ridiculous.
It's a good contest, but basic.
It's a basic contest.
So you want to push a lot of our audience over to your channel?
No, I want everybody.
You don't?
I want everybody in the same spot is what I want.
I'm just suggesting.
I want a little, little smorgasbord. Some here, some there.
I mean, we want to suggest our guy Eastside Dave to at least be in the contest.
Sure. Get me. Is this Eastside Dave right here? No, where is he?
No.
I don't even know who is Eastside Dave.
Oh boy, look around the room. Eastside Dave's in studio.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I got a choice there. It's right behind me.
Yeah.
It's not you, is it, Opie?
That's Mars.
Yeah, that's south of the border of Mars.
This doesn't sound good for Eastside Dave because he's been trying to get a job with you for a while.
Well, why
and you don't even know who the guy is. That's not good.
Get me a 5-minute tape. Everybody will get an equal
If you put Eastside Dave on Mad Dog Radio, you're going to get a lot of our audience checking it out. I'm just telling you that much.
We will. Okay.
And he's actually very good at doing some sports.
So it's perfect.
It's worth giving him a little shot.
Out of 5-minute tape, don't send me a tape with a sports guest.
That's Eastside Dave, by the way.
Oh, that's
Danny
Eastside
just
Dave.
threw him under the bus. Dave really needs a gig, and you're showing Mad Dog the picture of Dave in drag. That's
I Google Eastside Dave, that's what comes up.
Wait, so Chris, what did they send you?
Send me a 5-minute tape, the best you got. Do a monologue, do a little rant,
right.
do a little rip, get it to me. We'll have a little committee figuring out which 5 finalists should be in the mix, and then we'll put them on the air with me.
Where do they send them?
Well, you know, it's GoSirius.com/MDR. Mad Dog Radio.
That makes it easy. Okay, let's just do that.
So they're looking for your partner.
No, it's not for my partner. We're looking for another host.
Okay, cool.
Mad Dog's done with partners, right,
I
Mad
had a
Dog?
partner for a long time. 19 years, Jimmy, baby.
Way too long,
years.
right? Right, Mad Dog?
It's a long time.
Way too long.
Listen to you two. Always looking to get me in trouble. Will you make a contribution, Anthony, for God's sake?
They're not trying to get you in trouble.
I'm letting you roll. I'm letting you shine.
Ant had his segment today. He had a really good segment on racism today.
Oh, he did.
And now me and you are going to talk sports.
We had a big racial discussion earlier.
And there's a lot of going on in sports right now.
They're not trying to get you in trouble. They're trying to see how two guys make it on their own after a partnership dissolves.
We're looking toward you.
You guys, how long have you guys been together?
16.
16 years.
16.
Do you, have you ever had a period there in the 16 years where you couldn't stand each other?
Yes.
Yeah, there's been blowouts.
It started.
In general, it's been good.
Have you had
Look, man,
3 month? Have you ever had a 3 month? I'm not talking to my partner
Oh,
deal.
shit, no.
Oh, okay.
That I don't know how you'd...
3 months. I've had that.
3
months.
Wait, where you guys don't talk, only talk on air?
Even barely then.
Oh,
Mike and I had a couple of those.
We had a few of those.
You did?
couple.
Yeah,
Not
we
3
had.
months, a week?
I don't remember anymore, but we did.
Do you
But,
guys-
I mean, we're with each other every fucking day.
Do you speak to each other in the course of the afternoon or the course of the day when the show's over?
Not anymore.
No, if something comes up.
I mean, you call each other 2 o'clock in the afternoon, see what's going on for the next day?
Not anymore.
No.
No. Emails.
You do, but
Texts,
you do
maybe.
communicate.
Yeah, there's some.
A little bit.
You might want to ask the third person in the room. That's a big no.
Jimmy's funny, you know, he's not bad.
Not bad. It's only been around 10 years. I'm glad you noticed. World Cup, Mad Dog.
Yes, I was into it until U.S. lost. Now I
That
can't
seems
get
to be
into
what
it.
everybody is done.
I can't get into it.
But you're only into it because we had a pretty good team this time around, right?
I was, beginning of a tournament, you always get a little more into it. You get excited. They won 2 crazy games. They shouldn't say they won.
Do you like soccer, though?
Yeah.
No, played it in high school. I don't like watching it that much. I'd never go to an MLS game. Will I watch the World Cup final on July 11th? Yeah, I'll probably watch. That's a Sunday afternoon. I probably have to watch that.
I'll watch that.
I'll be in I won't be into it, but I'll make sure I'm on top of it. As far as the U.S. is concerned, they had a good situation. They had the England game right off the bat. They're playing a big English team, so you had to keep an eye on that. Then the Slovenia game in game 2, they're down 2-0 at halftime, and they score 3 goals. The third goal disallowed, so there was some controversy.
Which was ridiculous.
So that added something, and then they're down 1. Then it's 0-0 to Algeria in the last game. They got to score to win, and they scored an extra couple minutes to win that game. So there was a little juice with the United States team. I thought it fizzled badly on Saturday. I thought the match was not a good match. They lose, and then since then I had not been into it.
And then
much.
a lot of people dropped out after that. They're just not watching it. It's not in the news as much. It's
no question about it. Now, listen, I was shocked that the New York papers put the England game on the cover in Monday. England had a terrible loss. They had a goal disallowed. You know about that goal that bounced in?
Yeah,
and then used replay.
A lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy with these
refs.
officials. All these sports we've had with these officials. So we did. So I was into it. I had the coach on 3 straight times after the games.
Nice.
Bob Bradley. So it's not like I ignored it, but I will not spend that much time on it now.
Why doesn't America embrace soccer? And some would argue that we are, but I don't think so. Not like the other sports.
Well, I mean,
why is that?
Well, why wouldn't England embrace baseball? It's it's not our game. Baseball is our historical game, not soccer. That's sort of our version of it. So from that perspective, we're baseball. We're historically a baseball. Now we're a football nation, but historically a baseball nation, and as a result, soccer is sort of Europeans and South America's sport, and baseball is our sport. They don't embrace baseball in Europe. We don't embrace soccer that much here in the United States. I never think it's going to be Listen, it will have its moments like we saw here in the World Cup, but it will never be a big sport.
If the USA won the World Cup,
holy shit,
and had like the next couple of years or the next couple of them in, then I bet if soccer as a whole, people who make money on soccer were rooting for the United States, because then you'd have the whole country buying soccer gear and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that would be short-lived, I'm thinking.
You're probably right.
I think
I don't forget the World Cup's only be 4 years. What do you do in the interim?
Right.
3 years before you
get
get the next
excited
World
for about
Cup.
a year. They'll play it out, and then it'll go back to where it is.
But let's give soccer its due. 19 million people
I know.
watched that Saturday game against Ghana. That's a 2 o'clock in the afternoon game on a Saturday, and 19 million people
Now, give me
watched.
another sport where 19 million people watch.
Well, the NBA Game 7 of the finals, 25 million.
Okay, there you go.
That's not terrible.
That's
19. Here's another one that you'd like. 19 million people for that game. That was the average viewers per game Yankees and the Phillies in last year's World Series.
Wow.
So the U.S. got a game, one game, got the same amount of audience that a Yankee-Philly World Series game. But it's not bad.
But a very different audience, you would have to think.
Yes.
You would have to think.
To get that kind of people to watch, you got to get the casual sports fan. There's not that many soccer fans.
You got to get unemployed people who can watch at 2 in the afternoon.
On a Saturday.
Baseball fans are working.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it Saturday?
I did watch.
Oh, there you go. Did you watch it? Did you have an idea what was going on?
No, I really didn't get into at all. At all. Right from the start, I was just like,
I'm watching these games, and I don't even know if I tweeted this. I don't know if I'm watching a good soccer game. In other sports, when you're watching a really good football game or a really good hockey game.
Correct.
I'm watching this soccer game, like, I don't even know if it's a good game, and everyone's yelling and screaming at me and trying to explain why it was a good game.
I get it. It's a hard game. There's so much little subtlety in the game. There's not enough goals, so there's not. It's a weird sport. But 19 million, so there you go.
Right
so
on,
people, more than you thought, got into it.
This is old news, but we haven't talked to you in a while. Jim Joyce, the perfect game.
I was on that day with you guys.
Yes, he was.
Fuck, I don't remember.
I was 10 days ago. I was on that day
I
with you.
slept a lot in the last 7 weeks.
Now,
Wait, what did you say, though, just to refresh my memory?
I said Jimmy disagreed. I said you can't overturn the call. You got to let the call stand. I'd like to see instant replay in baseball. Now, listen, it's funny. I went to Strasburg's first game down in D.C. When he pitched.
Is he the real deal?
No, he's really good.
Yeah.
So I was there for that game. I had all the baseball guys on. The fans and media want instant replay, some sort of to correct these terrible calls. The folks in baseball don't. So it's not like Joe Torre wants instant replay.
But why is that?
They think the game's long enough, human element. They don't want to upset the flow of the game, things like that.
Game.
What assholes.
There's no flow to
a
baseball game anymore.
I think you got to have some sort of instant replay, but the folks in the sport don't want it. So
the baseball fans will continue to do what sports fans do, which is just take it in the ass. It's like if the sport is that bad at doing their job, stop. I haven't been to a live sporting event in years. Why? Because they fuck you. I won't go. I won't go.
Everyone else is filling the seats, though, Jimmy.
Let them do it.
Yeah,
Good for
little
them.
protesters for naught.
I
Always
don't
someone
mind that.
waiting for your seat.
Let them, but don't complain when they start throwing a charge at you just to have the right to own the seat.
Oh, the PSLs. I totally agree.
that's
If you're going to go to
crazy.
the sporting games and you're going to get annoyed about the PSL, don't buy the tickets. It's not buying milk.
Right.
It's not essential. You can live. Your games are on TV.
Yep.
You don't have to go to the games.
That perfect game, it just was a great opportunity for some great PR.
And for baseball to do
Major League Baseball.
Baseball had a good week with that. The umpire handled himself well, apologized, went to Galarraga. Galarraga, the pitcher, did not moan and groan about it. He handled it. They took out the lineup cord the next day.
Yeah.
That handled it well. Leland, the Tiger manager, nobody moaned and groaned. Baseball, actually, sportsmanship and all those kinds of things. Baseball came across okay.
Everyone but
based on
Bud
that.
Selig, who basically is just a cuckold owner.
Well, he doesn't like Bud.
I hate him.
I don't like him.
Because I think he's irrelevant. I don't think he does anything. I think sometimes as a man you got to stand up and
make a
just go,
tough
you know what?
decision.
This is not a foul call that Stern has to overturn in basketball. This is a legitimate 100%. We all know it, and the outcome could not have humanly possibly been different if it had been made correctly. It's rare you get those circumstances.
A lot of people disagree with that premise, but I understand if the immediate reaction is the kid pitched the perfect game. This is 27th.
On your show, the fans, what are they?
50-50.
Really?
Yeah, 50-50 on instant replay. Probably a little more.
50-50 on the
call. Yeah, 50-50.
Really?
I think most people thought, some people thought like Jimmy did. Some people said, you know what, you do this, and then you got to change this thing, you got to change that. Let's go back to this World Series game. Let's go back to that.
That's what I mean by it's a tough call.
It's not a bad precedent.
What about Pine Tar?
Huh?
The Pine Tar incident.
Well,
with George Brett.
But that didn't change everything.
No, but the Pine Tar, they allowed that home run to stand. What they did was the Yankees, they called the home run no good, and the Royals appealed, and the home run eventually stood.
So why didn't they appeal a call, and why didn't the Tigers appeal?
Because that's a judge. Because the Pine Tar is a rule.
A rule in the judgment.
Right.
Okay.
And the other one is
but isn't it a rule if you get to the fucking base before the ball gets safe? Isn't that a rule?
And Bud Selig just comes out and goes, look, this is a one-time thing. I'm not looking at other calls. I just decided now that I want this to be overturned, and that's it.
I don't think Bud wanted that Pandora's
There
box.
you go. Right. Because Bud
and the best part of the George Brett incident when they had to come back and finish the game, and there was what? 1,000 people.
It was top of the 8th, top of the 9th. And the Royals won the game. Boy, that's a good memory you guys remember that.
Well, the clip online is hilarious because they had to come back and finish that game. And, I mean, who's going all the way to the stadium for fucking one inning?
I bet the Scooter didn't even win for that game. Right. I bet you Messer and White had to cover that one. The Scooter staying home.
What year was that? 82, 83?
Oh, that's your world.
Billy Martin was the manager. I'm going to say early 80s.
Yeah, this is so goddamn entertaining. They come running out of that dugout.
And by the way, the home plate umpire in this game who made it that he was out is Tim McClellan.
Wow,
Tim McClellan still around.
Wow.
And he's the guy last year in the Angel-Yankee playoff game that got screwed up at third base when the two guys got stood. Same umpire.
No kidding.
And not only that, in 2007, McClellan was the home plate umpire. Padres-Rockies in the wild card playing game. Winners makes the postseason. Holiday scored at the plate. He caught him safe. Never touched home plate. So he's had a lot of controversy.
So he's a bum.
Well, I don't know about
another guy who can't do his job.
83.
When Brett comes running out of that dugout like a mad. His eyes like a mad person.
Yeah, that was a famous scene.
We're talking 27 years ago.
That's unbelievable. 27 years ago.
Hey, I don't know how much time we got with you. LeBron James. Now,
let's go ahead.
At midnight, he becomes a free agent.
Here's what I would say.
A lot of people starting to say Miami.
I don't think that will. Let's sum up
Break it down.
I'll break it down for you quickly. All right, number one, when this whole process started, I thought he'd stay with Cleveland. Loyalty, Akron. The Cavs have done a good job of trying to maintain a good ball club. They obviously fizzled this year.
Can I jump in for a second? Fizzled, yeah.
They were terrible.
He completely fell apart in the playoffs.
He had that one terrible game.
And they had a great team to go all the way this year.
Well, that's the issue. I think they probably were a little overrated.
What was that about?
Well, they had a bad game 5. There was a lot of rumors that things occurred between a teammate and everything else.
What do you know about that?
Who knows? You know,
one of the players sleeping with LeBron's mom.
That was the rumor.
That was a heavy rumor, and then he came out the next day and played terribly. And West is
terribly is an understatement.
Game 5
it was one of his worst games ever.
So
when they needed him the most.
Correct. But if that's a fair enough reason, if this is the case, if that is accurate, well, that'll explain such a bad performance.
Sure.
But I still think Cleveland, at the time, at the end of the year, was the favorite. The Knicks are not going to get LeBron James. The fact that he's not coming to New York for a little wine and dine thing tells you something right off the bat.
Can I jump in? The reason is because it'll take way too long to get a championship with LeBron James.
The talent stinks.
Because he really needs to start winning championships.
Well, he needs some players around him, and the Knicks have nobody. Now the Knicks
comes to New York, and they're going to still need 2 or 3 more years to build a team around.
Now the Knicks have the max. They can bring 2 guys in. But now so can Chicago, who's made these moves in the last week or so. So the Bulls can bring 2 guys in too, him and Chris Bosh or something like that. And the Bulls have Derrick Rose. The Bulls have a decent supporting cast now. They made the playoffs last year. So if you bring LeBron in with Bosh, all of a sudden that's a big time team. So I thought Chicago now is in the mix.
My opinion on that. Why would you want to go where Michael Jordan was? Because unless you're going to be the greatest player of all time, which LeBron James has a chance if he starts winning championships.
Correct.
If you don't get that title, you want to at least be the greatest player for a certain franchise.
Excellent job. Opie's on. Anthony, we make a contribution.
It's sports.
Anthony hit it right in the head.
But that's what I'm thinking. Why would he do that? He would be in Michael Jordan's shoes the entire time he's in Chicago. He'd have to win at least 6 fucking championships there.
It's a great point.
That's why I don't think Chicago.
Well, I felt the same way, but Jordan's his buddy. He's going to wear his uniform number next year. He may not look at it like you and I look at it. So I wouldn't go there either for that very reason, but it doesn't sound like that's that big a factor for him. Because I agree with you. I wouldn't go there where they got a trophy, they have
a statue outside.
But by the same token, if Chicago makes its presentation in the next day or so and Jordan picks up the phone and calls them, maybe that has some influence.
But so a lot of people think since then. He cannot just show up as a conquering hero because they've kind of sucked since Jordan left. It's not like they've been winning.
That's true, too.
So he could be a guy to recapture
glory. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Now, that's a good way to look at it, too.
Now, remember, ESPN got caught in this. They got 1 million guys. This is the big enchilada of this story. The guy who can tell you where LeBron's going before anybody else can, and turns out to be true, they look pretty good with this scenario. So right now you have all the ESPN guys trying to tell you, as we saw at this Miami thing, that we are going to be the first to tell you where LeBron ends up. So that's where this Miami Heat thing came up in the last couple of days, that they had this grand meeting over the weekend with the 3 free agents, Bosh, LeBron, and Dwayne Wade. But as ESPN reported that, but as it turned out, Wade was in Chicago and LeBron was never there. So don't believe or listen to anything you hear. I don't think LeBron knows right now where he's showing up.
I think he's. I
think it's Bulls. I think it's Bulls Cavs.
I think it's going to be in Maine at like a AAA farm team. The Maine Cranberries.
Now, that's not good enough. Is it going to be the Bulls or the Cavs? If you had to say right now.
I'll say loyalty. He got a mansion in Akron. I think the Cavs have been good to him. He hasn't won a championship there yet. He's been playing there his whole life. I think he'll sign a 3-year contract with Cleveland.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Which
is going to put the Knicks in a tough spot because if you've read today, the Knicks are going to be at 9 o'clock tonight, midnight our time, 9 o'clock in L.A. They're going to be in L.A. tonight to talk to Joe Johnson. He's an Atlanta Hawk free agent, and they're going to try to get him signed to a big contract. Then they're going to go to Phoenix. Dolan's going. Then they're going to go to Phoenix to talk to the Suns forward, Amari Stoudemire.
Right.
And then tomorrow at 1, they're going to be in Akron, and they're going to talk to LeBron tomorrow at 1. What they think the Knicks are going to try to tell LeBron, listen, LeBron, we have Joe Johnson signed, so our team is better all of a sudden.
Right.
I think that's what they're going to try to convince LeBron. Try to get somebody on the team before they talk to LeBron tomorrow afternoon.
And the Knicks got a lot of money to spend.
Well, but remember, there's a salary cap in the NBA.
Right.
So they're not the Yankees.
Right.
You know, the Knicks have money, the Bulls have money. All these teams got the same amount of money.
Okay.
So it's not a case their money is not an advantage. And remember the other thing about the NBA that's very important. The existing team has a better chance to sign a player. The Cavs can give LeBron $30 million more than any other team can.
That's how you keep him loyal.
One extra year, and $30 million
that's
more.
how you get these guys to resign for the same team.
So that's why there's not as much movement in the NBA.
Incentive.
Because which is fair. You're trying to keep the teams. It's not like the Yankees every year being such a great team.
I like that.
Now, let's talk about vacation time. You make me jealous. Jimmy, you first. What are you doing next week? You got gigs? You got
I'll be in performing this weekend, and then next week I'm in Montreal performing at the festival.
Oh, really? So you got to work hard. All right, so this is not a week off for you. No, what are you doing now?
I'm going to go see Jimmy down at the Borgata on the 2nd and 3rd, and depending on how I do, I might stay for the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 8th, 9th. We'll see how things go at the tables.
What a life he's got.
It's a lot of fun.
It's doing all right for himself.
I mean, I'm still cleaning rear ends with little babies. Oh my God!
With my tongue.
Mad Dog, you're not supposed to laugh at that.
You're right. I should.
No, you got a much different show than us. You should be laughing at that.
That was kind of funny. But now, how about you?
I'm just trying to protect your
my image, my clean. Not as clean as you think. Now, how about you? What do you got?
I got an 8 week. My son's 8 weeks old. And I think we're going to, venture out and drive all the way to Rochester, New York to see Brother Weeze. And do a little cottage action.
And congratulations, by the way. I should have sent you I should have sent you something for that.
Little car seat. He's been in the car many times.
Yeah? What is his name?
Hudson.
I like that name. Yeah. Well, when was he born? What day?
Mother's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that? Cesarean or is it regular?
Here we go.
Regular. You didn't plan it then. Okay, so it just happened.
Well, we had it planned, but my stupid doctor was on vacation.
So okay.
She was 11 days late, and the doctor thought, you can make it to 14 days late. That's kind of crazy talk right there.
Most first babies are late. My wife was 7 days late with mine. Yeah. So you had it on May 9th. First, how many pounds, how many ounces?
9 pounds, 4 ounces.
Oh, wow, look at that.
A long baby.
Mine was, my first was 9'2", so there you go.
Is your wife tall?
Yes, mine's tall. So
my wife's tall too, so we got a long baby out of the deal.
Did you take some days off after that?
I've probably... officially, I took a week off, but from the show, I probably took about a month off.
Now,
I've been tired, man.
I've been tired. Are you sharing the taking care of child in the middle of the night? What are you doing with that?
He's sleeping the night already.
Are you serious? After 8 weeks?
Sleeping the night. Like we got rid of the 2 o'clock feeding a few weeks in.
Oh,
we're really
gosh.
lucky. We're really lucky.
That is tremendous.
Right now it's like 10:30 to 5:30.
Then you can't beat that. And you do the 5:30. Well, then you can't.
I help
do
when I can. No, she's been beyond cool, but then I give her a break when I get home and all that.
How do you feel being a father? Fill me in. Is it what you thought it would be?
They don't want to hear this out there.
Come on, you and I.
Honestly, I fucking love it.
You're into it, totally into it.
I was always into being a father. It just didn't work out for many years. Yeah. Yeah, and it's way better than I thought it would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old are you? 40 what?
Yeah. I'm an old father, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes, I'm an old father.
See, it's interesting because when you have children, it takes you sometimes a little while to attach to it. My first, same thing. As soon as it was born, I loved it to no end. Other ones, it kind of took me a little while to grow on.
Well,
really? It really does.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a stranger in your house all of a sudden. It's like, who are you? What are you doing here? And then you feel like you're just babysitting and someone's going to knock on the door and go, all right, thanks for babysitting my kid. And then you realize, wait a minute, no, this is going to be a while.
How about your wife? I mean, there's a bond there with that wife and child.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
We can't get to it. His father, nobody cares. But, I mean, congratulations. I should have did a much better job of acknowledging that.
It's just amazing to me, like, that guys do completely, like, not change completely, but as far as a child being there and then having this unconditional love and adoration for this baby, and I look around like wow, I just can't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get
Well,
it.
how you feel when you saw your new iPhone?
There you go.
No,
but
I should buy a new gun.
But I should say this, which might help Anthony a little bit. I mean, he doesn't want this, and that's fine. That's what it's all about. I hate kids. I hate everyone's kids.
You do really, but
I never held a newborn before my own son. I did for the picture, like here, hold him, or I take the picture. All right, great, here you go.
Did you cut the umbilical cord?
Yeah, but I didn't care about that shit. They forced me to. It's weird how you can't cut right through that. I thought it would be an easy cut.
Yeah, you got it.
You're sawing away, basically.
You are.
It's creepy.
God damn.
But when I saw my own son, it was a whole different thing. I'm like, oh, right on.
So
when
it's
yours, it's like, okay.
Now you get the idea.
Yeah, but other people's kids, I'm like everyone else. Yuck. Ugh, I probably hate your kids, Mad Dog.
There are some. Remember one thing, too. Small kids, small problems. Big kids, big problems. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it gets harder.
I
when they get.
It's not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, you're going to have more than one, are you not?
I'd like to, yeah. But I'm getting up there.
Breaking that news.
You're not that old.
Oh, you thought I was only going to have one?
No, I had no idea.
No, I'm going to have a few.
Well, I was 39 when my first child was born. My wife had 4 kids in 7 years, so I'm 50.
Jesus.
And I'm 50. She's 8 years younger than me. 43. I'm 50. So my first child came at 39, and my last came at 45. So think about it. For me, I'm going to be 60 and have a 15-year-old in high school. That's ridiculous.
I sort of have that beat. So.
How old are you, Opie?
How old are you?
I'm 50.
All right, I'm getting there.
I'm
getting there.
Jeez, are you really?
We're getting there.
It's I didn't get married till I was 35 years. First marriage at 35. But it's it's funny. The last one I had in 2005, a boy. I felt the same immediate attraction to him, and now he can't stand me. He wants nothing to freaking do with me.
And he's only 5 years old?
He's 4. He's 5 in July. All he wants is his mother. It's unbelievable. The other ones love me, and the 4-year-old can't stand me. It's the strangest thing in the world.
Can't stand you.
Get away from me. Go away. Go away.
Tells you
I hate you, Daddy. Oh, my.
He says that?
Put him outside. Put him outside for a while during the winter.
But when when my wife's away and he's with me, can't get enough of me. It's the strangest thing in the world. It's the kid dynamic.
You should remind him of that. Like when he's hungry and she's away, say, "Well, you remember your earlier remarks?"
Now you don't eat.
You may want to amend those.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
So you go. So this week you're going to Rochester for the week.
Yeah, a little cottage action, hopefully.
When are you leaving? Friday morning?
Like tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, you're taking Friday off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Friday off.
The listeners
You got a lot of
we were going to fake that. Thanks, man.
You got a lot of the stuff, like, you got to pack all that stuff up for it.
He knows, pack and play and all this crap.
That's the one thing.
A lot of gear.
Oh, my God, it's unbelievable.
I realize my car's not big enough already.
You got to get these vans. You got to get these town cars.
I'm not doing a minivan. I'm not a fucking minivan.
Yeah, Opie, you should minivan.
A baby on board thing on the back.
I watched my brothers when they hit their third kid. They had to go minivan.
How many brothers do you have?
4. I'm one of 7.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
They all have
5 boys, 2 girls.
They all have children?
No, not really. Half of us like late or no, and the other half yes.
Okay.
You should get that. The minivan, and then, even Janine is saying, the little stick figures of the daddy, the mommy, and the little kids. You line them up in the back window. Aww.
I think maybe if we go 3, I might not have a choice, but I saw my brothers handle it with 2 kids with the regular cars.
I have...
Nothing makes your testosterone drop like that side door sliding open. The sound of that...
You remember that scene? In The Sopranos when Michael was going to go turn on, when Christopher was going to go turn on Tony, and he was going to run away because his wife got caught undercover.
Oh, yeah.
And he was at the grocery store, and he saw the guy come out of the grocery store with the 3 kids, and he was putting gas in the car. And he said to himself, I don't want this.
Yeah.
And then he went back and got, what was her name? His girlfriend?
Adriana.
He turned on Adriana and so killed her.
Yep.
And that all came because he went to that grocery store and he realized that if he left Tony, this was going to be his life.
Yeah.
And it was 4 kids coming out. You remember that? He was struggling with bags. The kids were yelling at him and all. That's the kind of thing you got to do.
Screw that.
Adriana getting killed.
That was a rough scene.
No, who wasn't turned on?
That was a rough one.
Here's what I do because when you have kids, it's a compromise. Last Friday, I took the day off. I took all 4 kids to this amusement park up in Bristol, Connecticut. All 4 of them with a junior in high school. So, because I got to have the rides, I can't, the little one can't go on the same rides that the 11-year-old can. So I took 4. I came back, left at 8 o'clock in the morning, came back at 9 o'clock at night. But the next day, I played golf in a golf tournament, gone for 6 hours. I couldn't say anything. Hold on, James.
You got to make these deals.
You have to make these deals.
Well, I couldn't say anything.
How much easier is my life? I have to pack Cialis in a cock ring for a week. It's so much easier.
It is. It's so
being
much
single
harder.
and garbage.
Oh, it's so much harder. As I have a basketball coach friend of mine who always says the same thing when he has kids. You know when the men's weekend begins? Monday morning at 8 o'clock. When you go back to work.
Oh, right. Because the weekends
are brutal.
Now listen,
is your handicap horrible?
I've been playing well right now. It's about a 15.
Fuck.
I've been playing well right now.
Damn, that's all right.
Matter of fact, I was in a golf tournament I'm in this golf tournament right now. You guys don't follow golf, but I'm so proud of this result. Last year I collapsed late, same event. It's 48 players for 15 spots. Medal play. Every ball in the cup, no mulligans, nothing like that.
No
you gotta
gimmies.
Nothing, it balls under the tree, you can't kick it. You gotta hit I shot an 87 on Saturday morning, minus the handicap is a 70. So 87 minus 7, so I made this field of 15 from 48. And then there's match play after that, where you play hole by hole with handicap. And I won my first one last Sunday.
There you go.
So I play Saturday at 9:07 in the morning, round of 8. Now, I told my wife when I went to the music park, listen, Jeannie, if I qualify Saturday, I got to play Sunday. So she's aware of that. She did not realize that if I win Sunday, I got to play this Saturday. Nor is she aware of the fact that if I win Saturday, I play Sunday. Nor is she aware of the fact that if I play Sunday, I'm playing July 4th. So deal with it, for God's sake.
July 4th?
In the morning at 9 o'clock, you have the 4 kids. Oh, my God.
You're so
I almost want to lose now, for God's sake.
You don't want to do it.
You're in trouble, man.
That's the sort of deal, Jimmy. Have you been married, Jim?
Never even. I've never had them more than 3 nights in a row at my apartment.
One day. Can you see him getting married?
Honestly, no. Jimmy, yeah.
You
Believe
do?
it or not, yeah.
No, Anthony, you're divorced, right?
Thank God.
How many years are you married?
I was married 9 years.
9 years.
Divorced
No children, right?
No. No kids, no house, no nothing. I had nothing.
Do you see? It sounds like he's had it forever with marriage.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
He's never get married.
Never a chance.
Not a chance.
No desire to have a kid.
No. Don't want a kid. I mean, my brother and sister both have kids now that like little kids, like 2 years old.
So you have a good relationship with them?
Oh, yeah, they're great. I love having them over. Yeah,
Uncle Anthony, they love it. Okay.
They go in the pool. It's all fun. They splash around. Yeah, it's all.
But here's a good thing: you can get rid of them.
Yeah, that's it. Then they leave, and it's fine.
Why don't we show Mad Dog what you've been up to in your basement instead of raising kids like myself and Mad Dog?
What? Trying to?
Because now I'm hearing it just made iHeartChaos.com their website. Yes, is that I don't even know that website.
That's good.
This is what Mad Dog. This is what our pal Anthony's up to instead of being married and having kids. But yeah, show him that one.
I have been doing karaoke and putting it on YouTube, but it's not interesting just doing karaoke. So
oh my God!
I have my gun collection.
Stop at the gun.
So I do that. I take various guns from my collection and I sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Crazy gun guy.
He's not ready for fatherhood. Let's put that.
Can you imagine what it would take to baby-proof his house?
Oh yeah. So you have not got to the stage. I can't deal with this tonight. You have not gotten with that stage.
Strange enough.
Good for you. What's only 8 weeks? Good
I know. I know it's gonna.
Hey, look, he's happy as a lamb. This one.
He likes being a dad.
It's good
for him. Hey, good for him.
It's calmed me the fuck down.
Good for him. You know what? Good for him. I tell you, the bond with your wife when that child is born is the greatest bond you're ever going to see in your life. When you see that child come out and you realize that you and your wife put it together, that is, I felt an unbelievable bond at that point.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same way?
Yeah. I don't even know what I saw.
I like the bond you feel during conception.
That does help too. I must admit. That might go away a little bit too when the kids come in. I guarantee. He may not know that yet, but it's going to happen.
Hell.
Yeah, we're kind of aware of that. Not with us, but just we've seen it happen. So we're hopefully not.
I mean, it's harder.
Isn't it like just a time thing? Like you can't find the time.
Kids, I mean, listen, I got 4 kids. You know how many times the kid comes into your room in the middle of the night because he's sick? He doesn't feel well, or she doesn't feel well, got a headache,
and what if
nightmare, and she wants to sleep with mommy and daddy. It's not that easy.
Mad Dog's in hell.
Oh my gosh.
He's in hell.
I can see why when you get older, you can see why when you talk to families and their kids are off to college or they're out of college and they have their first job and everybody says to you, oh, finally got them out of the house. You can understand when you have kids around for a long time what they mean in that situation. I don't know. Forgetting that. Federer's about to get through this second set of piece. There you go.
He's doing all right.
Well, set a piece. He's not out of it yet. He's up 5-3 serving in the second set.
And you're really a big tennis fan.
Well, this is a big event.
I know that about you.
I love it.
You play and everything.
I loved it. Yeah.
You any good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Pretty good.
Not bad.
I'm a better tennis player than a golfer. But again, this is all issues when you have kids. It's not that easy to go out there and
How
play.
fast is your serve? Has it ever been measured?
No, it has not.
You must have over the years for that.
I don't. It's not. When you get to my age, it's about keeping the ball in the court. It's about keeping rallies going. It's not about blasting people away with first serves. You know anything about tennis, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's like if you hit the net bad, over net good.
Does the lines count? If the line is, if it hits the line, in or out?
Well, I mean, technically it's in.
All right, there you go. All right.
Unless the score is love 30. What does that mean? Unless you're playing Anthony, then it's love 15.
Why can't it just be basic points? Why do they have to do that?
1, 2, 3, 4 instead of
why not?
Tennis is a European game.
Did we do all the sports stories?
We did LeBron. We did the World Cup.
College World Series. No one really.
I can't get into that. You got the baseball going on right now too. The Yankees are playing well. Mets.
How are your Giants?
I've been very down on them.
Yeah.
Very down on
boy.
Big Giants fan.
They've been awful.
Which is strange to me, because you're from this area, right?
Well, I've always loved the Giants, but I've been very down on them. Lincecum hasn't pitched well. Their best players are not playing well, which is a major problem. They can't win games in their division. The Giants, remember about the Giants, too, haven't won a World Series since 1954.
Wow.
Which is only two. There's only like 3 teams that have a longer dry spell, the Cubs and the Indians. That's what you need to know. And the dry spells between the Giant last playoff game that they played was 2003. The only 7 teams in the sport who got a longer dry spell? The Royals, the Reds, the Pirates, the Orioles. That's the Giants. Willie Mays. This shouldn't be happening.
I didn't know that about your team.
Oh, they've been very bad. And not played a playoff game since 2003. There's only 7 or 8 teams in the sport who got a longer dry spell.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
This is the Giants of Mays, McCovey, Marichal, Barry Bonds. Drives you crazy. So, there you go. What am I going to
But you stay with him.
But fandom is all about. But I don't think I'm going to win it. I don't think I'll see him win a championship.
Did you get out to Candlestick?
AT&T, that new park. I used to go to Candlestick all the time. Yeah.
Sorry.
I've been to that park. It's a good park.
I hate that it's all corporate.
Oh, I hate. Well, they need the money.
It's nice to hear Candlestick Park, right?
And they need the money to help pay
But
for
have
it.
the logo there, but still call it Candlestick Park. I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from.
But do you get out there once a year or no?
I haven't been there for a couple years. I have been there, though. I was there for the World Series when they played the Angels and blew it. And I was there the first game they ever played in the ballpark. I was there. I've been there about 3-4 times. Nice park. Beautiful park.
What do you think of...
All-Star game. I was in the All-Star game 3 years ago, and I was there for that, too.
What do you think of Sterling's calls on...
I love them.
Do you?
Oh,
the home run calls?
No, you don't.
You can't love them.
You must love them.
And I hate the Yankees.
You must hate
Why do you love the home run calls?
It makes me laugh.
We goof on him relentlessly.
We think it's a great home run call right before the nickname.
Right before he comes up with a wacky name.
Did you hear the one last week when Granderson hit the home run against Arizona?
Horrible. The Grandy Man can. Because it's all about me, not about the guy hitting the home run. It's all about me.
People do say, did you hear how about the Cano one?
Wait, we got it.
With 2 out, the 2-2. Swung on, there it goes. Deep right field, it is high. Mid is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam.
Stop.
It's a Granderson slam. The Grandy Man can. Oh, the Grandy Man can. Curtis Granderson.
It's invasive.
A grand slam over the high scoreboard wall.
It's invasive.
And it's forced, Mad Dog.
Oh,
You hear how it's forced. That one was forced.
One thing about Sterling, he loves the Yankees. His life is the Yankees.
We understand that.
But he shoehorns his own fucking thing in there. It drives me nuts.
He thinks he's playing.
I think
He thinks he's playing. And not only that, he's got a little man next to him.
A little man?
Yeah, a little man. He talks to him during the game. Did you guys know that?
What?
Seriously?
No.
Wait, what?
Yes, he got a little man.
He's got a little...
He's an
Yeah. I'm like, how dare you say that about Susan Waldman?
He's an imaginary one, but he's got a little man. He absolutely loves that little man.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm serious. He's got a little imaginary man.
Is he in a boat?
That he talks to the man in the course of the game. Can you believe that call? Can you believe this? Can you believe that? So in his own mind.
So he's having a discussion with somebody and it sounds more conversational.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that's what he does?
Between innings.
Does he look over to the invisible man?
No, but he knows he's there.
Does he put a little doll on?
No, he didn't put a doll.
You know what they taught us in radio?
And Sterling, by the way, is a good guy. Down deep, he's a good guy.
He seems like a good guy.
You know, he's different.
I'm sure you've had him on the show many times.
He's different, but he's a good guy.
Has he ever
taken
3 months of not talking to the little man because they were fighting?
That's good stuff. I remember he's not missed a Yankee game since 1988.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's got 4 kids.
How about you take a day off?
Wow.
Just take a day off every once in a while. No one's going to miss you. No one's going to miss you.
That's why. He's got 4 kids at home. He can't wait to get on the road.
No, he's divorced.
Every amazing thing that could happen in baseball would happen that one day that he didn't show up.
That's exactly
everything.
That's what he's afraid of. That's what he's afraid of.
I'm sure.
And he does 9 innings over a game. He doesn't share the game with somebody else doing the broadcast.
Right, yeah.
Every other broadcasting team on radio, one guy does 5 innings, one guy does 4. Not John. He does all 9.
What do you mean? I don't know that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Howie doesn't do all the innings. He does 5 innings.
They kind of leave.
And then where does he go?
Well, he stays there, but he doesn't do the 4. He doesn't do the play-by-play.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
and Sterling does the 9 innings of every. Look how excited!
That's all right. Yankees win.
Yankees win. Oh God! Stuff. Have a good vacation, will you please?
Yes, we absolutely
will. I'm hoping.
Take a little breather.
All right, so the big promotion for you again. We're looking for
the best sports talk show host in America. I mean, whether you are... Now, listen, if you're, Chris Berman, you're not going to apply for this job. But if you are a...
Eastside Dave, I'm telling you.
if you have a desire to get yourself going, you're in a bad scenario, you're a radio guy, send us, Sirius.com/Mad Dog Radio, send me a 5-minute tape.
Eastside Dave has 2 sick kids. Can you help him out?
No, gets me a tape. I can't play favorites. You know that. But get me a tape and we'll go from there. And then it become one of 5, one of 2. And if you win this contest, you get 24 hours of sports talk on our channel. We'll fly you back and forth Saturdays and Sundays in the month of, let's say, September, whatever it might be.
And what happens after that?
If you're good, we'll hire you. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, all right. It's okay.
That's not, there's no guarantees about full-time employment, but there is a guarantee that you'll be on for a month.
Yeah.
And FAN cannot steal. We had this. That wasn't even me. It was people upstairs. It's not my contest. It's their contest.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it on our channel. But I took a year to come. You got to be kidding me.
A year to come up
that's
with
ridiculous.
Right. Okay. And of course, Mad Dog Radio. I'm a fan. I listen as much as I can. XM 144, Sirius 123.
Opie, congratulations. I should have sent you. I should have sent you something, and that's a bad job.
You know what? It's not too late. So
I can get you something.
I expect your gift.
Did you get 1 million of them?
Oh yeah. Everyone's been very generous.
Yeah,
very
I got 93 when the first kid was born.
93 gifts? You counted?
We had to send 93 thank you notes.
Yeah, we're a little lost on the thank you notes right now. I think we got it under control.
93.
93 gifts.
You enjoy your Montreal and your shows next week in Atlantic City.
AC.
How are ticket sales? Good down there?
Get the sun going, will you please?
Of course.
Get the what?
And don't be so afraid of getting married again.
Please.
That's
I've been soured on
crazy
that.
talk.
No
That's
shot.
like I came out of the nom and
That's
you're telling me to
crazy
go back.
Yeah.
Did you ever set him up with a date?
No.
Did you date?
Ant does well on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did date.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
you make sure nobody's interested in getting
Mad Dog
married.
Yeah.
Well, you need to understand, Ant went 9 years and then went 8 years after that.
Yeah.
Not a second marriage, but he went 9 years marriage and then
an 8-year relationship with
a long-term relationship. So
I've been in
now
a monogamous relationship.
Which one was worse, the marriage or the 8-year relationship?
Nah, the 8-year relationship is fine. She's still cool. I still talk to her.
Yeah, she's all right.
You know, she's cool.
Yeah.
But the ex-wife was just
that's a bad one.
Fucking nightmare.
You get involved in a bad marriage. It's tough.
We should go out for some beers. I'll tell you some stories.
When you come back.
My favorite Anthony. I know you have to go, but now it's one of my favorites.
Go ahead.
Me and Ant used to drive back and forth to Long Island, because that ride's fucking hell. So we would take turns.
Right.
Yeah. And one night I'm driving Anthony back to his place. We both lived in Huntington, and not the light. Sorry, there were candles in all the windows.
Yeah, candles.
And I'm like, all right, Ant, this sounds like it looks like I knew, but I was busting his balls. I'm like, wow, you got a nice night ahead of you.
At this point, I knew it was over. I just knew it was over. I had no interest, and it was romance night where the candles.
They planned romance night, or it was her idea to try to get things going again.
Yeah,
and so the candles meant.
Did it work?
And all I was thinking was, I want to finish the next level in Half-Life, the video game.
But I go to Ant.
All I was thinking.
I go to Ant. You want to go around the block a couple times? He goes, yeah. So we just kind of drove around.
Just keep going.
It's over.
And my relationship wasn't much better at the time. And here we had this amazing radio show, and people just didn't know that our personal lives
were a mess.
We're not good.
I was hoping when we went around the block a few times, I'd come back and the house would be on fire.
Right from the candles.
That's tough.
I really did not want to. Did not want to go in there and perform.
And then another time I picked them up. 2 quick stories, and she's on the front stoop yelling and screaming at him, and I'm like, you just woke up. What could you have possibly done wrong? You haven't been up long enough.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't vacuum.
It was like 9, 10 in the morning.
I didn't vacuum, or I didn't put out the garbage.
It was something. I'm like, how could you be getting yelled at already? It's way too early.
How about you do it? How about
a honey to-do list? Yeah.
You got a honey to-do list?
Sometimes I do. After that gulp,
mine was get divorced. Things to do. Get a divorce.
Hey, Mad Dog, it's a pleasure. Don't be a stranger.
I was just on the even.
Don't be a stranger.
Forgot you were even here.
Don't be a stranger.
Forgot you were even here.
Don't be a stranger.
We want 10 days ago.
We want you in studio.
I love you.
Rob